We we were honored to have the ministers here on Watts territory. We welcomed both ministers from Canada and the two ministers from British Columbia, and we worked for the past 3 days on some matters that we've all were concerned about. And the first and foremost that we are definitely looking at as hereditary chiefs, and we have to say this right from the get-go, is that we always maintained and we always say that we are against the pipeline that's going through our territory. And we've expressed that to the ministers from BC. Although the information has surfaced that the permits and all of that has already been there, and we are aware of that. So. With that matter, we're going to be continuing to look at some more conversations with BC, and of course with the proponent, and to further our conversation with the RCMP out on the territory. It's not over yet. We're just looking at more work in that area.
We want to thank Denizé Boss and really all the Denizé Sakase Sake people. This has been a real learning. Wagoose is about respect, but for me it's about humility. It is about learning and for all that we have learned over these days, and the work that we've been able to do with respect has, I think, it is, as Chief Wass has said, a milestone in the history of Canada. We I believe, have come to a proposed arrangement that will also honor the protocols of the Wet'suwet'en people and clans, and obviously that what we've worked on this weekend needs to go back to those clans, and then we have agreed that as ministers we will come back to sign if it is agreed upon by the nation. It is building on the Supreme Court decision. It is about rights and title throughout the Yintah, and it is about making sure, as Chief Wass said, that this never happens again. That the rights holders and will always be at the table, and that is the way through for Canada. If we continue to move on what the Prime Minister has said on the recognition of rights, respect, cooperation, and partnership, and that's the way forward.
It was an interesting and powerful 3 days for myself, and I know for all of us. It's been 23 years, it's been mentioned, since the Delgamuukw-Gisdaywa decision, and there has been little or no progress towards recognizing the rights and title of the Wet'suwet'en people since that time. And in 3 days, I've never seen a more productive and respectful table that has moved us to an arrangement that it will go to the Wet'suwet'en people to review and decide to endorse, I hope, and that'll move us forward in a way to bring certainty, clarity for the Wet'suwet'en people and for all British Columbians, and it's well overdue.
Outline what is in that proposed agreement, what you can tell us about it.
I'm going to say straight up, the nation needs to see it first.
Can you tell us then what it means to come tomorrow? The expectation was Coastal GasLink was going to go back to work. So does this mean no more work on the pipeline till everybody gets to go over what you've looked at? What happens to that?
I think that's in Minister Fraser will answer that because that's his area.
Yeah, thank you. And as you know, the RCMP made a concession while we were doing this work. So did Coastal GasLink to stay out and not work during our time. And I want to thank all those who have made those the space and the time and to allow us to do this respectful work known as WIGOOS. It's called Respect. And my understanding is that our work for this moment has been done. They are permitted and allowed to go ahead to work. I do not know their exact plans, but that would be a question, I believe, for Coastal GasLink.
Chief, are you happy with what's happened over the past 3 days?
Overall, I did express with great intensity and great compassion to both ministers, well, all ministers that were with us for the past 3 days. And the degree of satisfaction is not that what we expected, but at the same time we're looking at the other avenues, and we'll see where that brings us. As most people and everybody knows, that the trust factor is what we've expressed all along, and the respect that that all parties need to show. So our work really boiled down to describing and looking at WIGOOS, which is respect. And and that was a starting point. Once that is achieved, then people are able to understand what we're talking about as Wet'suwet'en people. So yeah, for the past 3 days, that's where we left things just basically at the respectful level.